Well, we've covered countless stories of gun violence wreaking havoc on our communities, sadly, claiming innocent lives and then leaving others forever changed.
Well, now the head of the ATF is meeting with agents right here in Detroit, and he also sat down with Fox News' Jessica Dupnack. She joins us live with more on what he had to say. And Jessica, I'm sure a very insightful conversation with someone who has a very intimate knowledge about this topic.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, you may or may not know, but the ATF, they really have a hand in most of the gun crimes here in Detroit and really around Michigan, whether you're talking about the mass shooting at Michigan State University or regular everyday kind of neighborhood crime type thing. And the head of the ATF was in town talking with field agents, learning about problems that we deal with uniquely here in terms of gun crimes. And he sat down exclusively with us to tell us about his visit.
The first thing we have to make sure everybody understands is that this, is not an acceptable level of firearms violence, and we can't get used to it.
The numbers underscore the problem.
Every single day in the United States of America, over 100 people lose their lives because of firearms violence.
The director of the ATF, Steven Dettelbach, in Detroit from D.C. this week to meet with agents here. During his visit, the landscape of gun laws changed in Michigan with the passage of new gun legislation.
There's a very heated debate in this country about all sorts of firearms measures. ATF's job is to take what comes out of that debate and squeeze every last bit of public safety for Americans out of it.
The director, a career prosecutor appointed last summer to the position.
My biggest fear is that somehow that people in this country will get calloused to it or sort of accept that the level of gun violence that we're seeing is sort of part of being an American. It is not part of our story as Americans.
He's touting advancing technology, crime gun intelligence to turn around ballistic analysis on weapons used in crimes faster than ever, using the complex network of data known as NIBIN.
Crime gun intelligence is our increasing ability to get every piece of evidence we can out of firearms that are used in crime.
So they can break the shooting cycle.
Not only do people who are trigger pullers often shoot again and hurt or kill people again, but as time goes on, right, they do it quicker and quicker.
The director says federal cases against so-called straw purchasers are ramping up. That's people who buy guns legally and give them to others to commit crime, like in the case of slain Detroit police officer Lauren Courts, which the ATF was instrumental in cracking.
We're doing everything we can to choke off the shooter's supply of crime guns. That means working to try and bring what's called straw purchaser cases, which the U.S. Attorney's offices in Michigan have been doing aggressively.
New on their radar, firearm modifiers to change legal semi-automatic weapons to a fully automatic machine gun in seconds. The parts either made from 3D printers or imported.
These are items that are sometimes hard to detect. They're small pieces of plastic that look innocent. They're not innocent, they're deadly.
Their hands are full, but gun owners can help. In a 5-year span starting in 2017, the ATF found 1 million firearms were stolen in the U.S., and those are just the ones that got reported.
In the United States of America, right, there is a right to keep and bear arms. With that right comes a responsibility to properly secure your firearms, the things that gun owners say are so valuable to them. Well, for crying out loud, lock them up.
That is such a tremendous number. 1 million guns stolen. Those are just the ones reported. The director there says that these stolen guns, they're not used to go hunting. They're oftentimes used in crime. So he's putting it back a little bit on gun owners to make sure you secure your firearms. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
And I know we understand Chief James White also met with the ATF director. And any insight into who else he spoke with while he was in town?
It definitely has talked to Chief White today as the focus here. Gun crime as we move into, sadly, a busy season typically for Detroit police when it comes to shootings. But no doubt they did discuss locking those firearms up, not only from theft, but in the last couple of days we've seen children get their hands on guns. So undoubtedly that's something they touched on today.
Well, after such a high-profile interview, I know we're inviting you tonight on Let It Rip, as well as Chief James White, to have a discussion about curbing gun violence this summer in the city of Detroit and beyond. So we thank you for that live report, Jessica, and we'll see you tonight at 10:30.